Hey everyone, I hope you are doing great today. My name is Marek and I work with React Native for over 3 years now. I did a few interesting projects and apps in the past, and recently I decided to create my own two-dimensional game loaded with graphics and animations. My main challenge was to implement Snap UI that runs at 60 FPS. As you can see, the game runs smoothly, and during development I realized that even after a few years of experience with React Native, it's still full of gadgets and cool stuff to learn. This is why I decided to start this channel. I would like to share some of my knowledge with you to help you create performant and cool apps and components using React Native. I hope you will find it helpful and enjoy watching it. Okay, so to get us started, I picked a topic related to optimizing animations using native driver. I notice it's often forgotten thing in tutorials, and at the beginning you might be wondering when you should use it, can you use it, or what will be the gain? But the thing is, it's a crucial technique if you want your animations to be smooth, especially in graphic and animation heavy apps. So let's check it out. Okay, so first of all, let's see how animations are executed in React Native. This diagram shows the flow of JS driver animation. As you can see, on each frame it performs calculations on JS thread, send the data through the bridge to update native view. So if main thread will get blocked, animation will simply skip frames, get choppy and unpleasant to watch, and this is something we want to avoid. So let's create a very basic animation, see when it might not be performant and how to fix it with native driver. Let's do some coding. Okay, so here we have some boilerplate code. Animated objects, container, animated ball component that will animate, and it's styled to look like a filled circle with position absolute, so we can update the style and animate it from the top to the bottom and reset the position and so on and so on. So for this animation we will need width and height of the screen from dimensions. And now let's create an animated value that we will use to move the ball. Let's call it animated Y, and it will be a new animated value equal to 0. And we will use this value to update top style position of our view, and of course we need to change this to animated view. And now we can create a function that will animate this value. Let's call it animate, and we will use animated timing to animate animated Y with a config of duration, let's say 2 seconds, and it will be to value height of the screen. So now we will need to execute our animation. Let's do it in use effect. And for those of you that are not familiar with hooks, it will do the same as component mount. And we need to start our animation. And as we saw, the ball moved from the top to the bottom. So now let's make a loop animation. At the beginning we will reset the value, and as a finish callback we will animate again. Let's save, and here it is. We will display multiple animated objects at the same time, so let's add randomization to the X position where the ball spawns on the screen. I will add a state equal to 0, and at the beginning of animation we will set it to math random multiplied by screen width, which will give us a number from 0 to screen width, And also, let's change duration to math random. Multiply it by 3000 and add 2000. This will be a time between 3 and 5 seconds. And we need to update left position equal to our X. I need to reload. Okay, so animation is working and it looks pretty smooth. So I will turn on performance monitor. Just keep in mind it's not very accurate in debug mode, but we will see the difference in a few seconds. Yeah, so it's 60 FPS for now. So let's display multiple animated balls at the same time. So we will create an array. Let's say 10 for now. Fill it and map with animated balls. Also, let's add a key. So now we have 10 moving balls on the screen and it's still 60 FPS, so it still looks good. So let's increase the number. Let's make it 100, refresh, reload. And yeah, now it's not that smooth. But let's make it even worse and add 500 objects at the same time. I'll need to reload. And what will happen? Yes, the animation is totally broken. It's around 1 frame per second. JavaScript is not fast enough for this. So let's revert it to 10. Okay, and as I promised, let's try to fix it with native driver. Let's see what the documentation says about it. So, by using native driver, we send everything about the animation to the native before starting the animation, allowing the native code to perform the animation on UI thread, which means we don't really care if JS thread will get blocked or not, because it won't stop our animation. So the usage looks pretty simple. All we need to do is to add use native driver property. Let's copy it and paste to our timing. Save it. And we've got an error. Style property top is not supported by native animated module. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's get back to the documentation. Scroll it down a little bit and here we have k-bits. And as you can see, it won't work for flexbox and position properties, but it will for things like transfer and opacity. This is the main problem with using native driver. It has just a set of properties that can be animated. Does it mean we cannot use it for our animation? Not really. All we have to do is rethink it a little bit. So let's check it. We are using top property to animate our object on the screen, which is not supported. But what we can do instead is replace it with transform. Let's try. Let's add transform property with array of transform and we will translate y equal to animated y. And here it is. Animation looks and works as it was before. So let's do our tests again. First of all, 100 objects. I will need to reload it. And here it is. 100 objects runs at 60 FPS. No problem. So the final test, 500. I will need to reload the script. Here we have final result. 500 moving objects at 60 FPS without any chunks. Okay, so the thing to remember here is that you should always use native driver when it's possible. Sometimes when you use unsupported property, you might need to rethink your animation to seek the opportunity, but in most cases when it comes to moving objects on the screen, it will do the job, so remember about it. I hope this tip will help you create smooth animations, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please comment and subscribe to my channel. See you next time, bye bye!